What's up, guys? Fears, audience, fears. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys doing well. Hope you guys are doing great. Forgive me, but Fears is a little hungry, so I'm going to be snacking on pretzels. It's good pretzel. And I've got my coffee in the official limited edition Randy mug. I think the better question is why wouldn't I drink out of the official limited edition Randy mug? Now, guys, if you want a limited edition Randy mug, just like this, you need to go to exhumvisions.com. Exhumvisions.com. There's a place on there to write Visions a message. Write him, he'll get you one. Dankness says, "Hey, Fears, I gave you a like." Well, I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that, man. Dankness, I can't thank you enough. The thing is I'm kind of emotionally bereft right now, guys. Randy gets his own mug. Hey, Visions, where is Moi's mug? Where is my mug? Where is the John Fears mug? Why isn't there a mug, on here of like all, Fears faces, like, that would be great. Visions, get on it. I need me a John Fears mug like this. Also, we need the Fears Vlogs mug. Anyway, guys, lots to talk about tonight. Lots to talk about. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are doing utterly fantastic. And welcome to the Fears Podcast. I know it's been a long time. It's been, I think, about a week and a half since I've done a podcast, but I'm back. I'm here. I don't know for how long, though, because I'm about to run out of stream time. So this may be the last one for a little while, or maybe the next one will be the last one, but I really don't know. But yeah. Yep. Anyway, so let us get into it. The topics for tonight are, like I said, I've got a lot of things to talk about. Quite a lot. The first thing I want to talk about is the Florida orange picking and gift shop. That's where I was today. I'll talk about that. Then, back in the day when Jackass came out, me and my buddy Eric, Tom, Trent, Jesse, we all tried to do our own Jackass, right? And I've got some hilarious stories for you. Then I thought the third one was, I don't think we've ever talked about this. If we did, forgive me. I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on Area 51. Area 51, it exists, people. Anyway, so yeah. I thought we could talk about it today. So yeah. So anyway, let's get into it. Updates. I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. I'll start with the bad news. It's kind of hard for me to share this. One of the reasons why I hadn't been streaming in a little while, something happened to my dad. And I'm not even kidding you guys. It was quite a scare. I get home and I decided to call my mom and see how she was doing. And my mom said that my dad was getting his treatment, and on the way home, they parked the car like always. And whenever my dad gets this treatment, it's a good treatment, but after he gets the treatment, that liquid shot, it makes him kind of weak for like the next 5 or 6 days. So it sometimes he has a hard time like walking, even with his walker, all that, And this is hard to talk about, but since you guys are my fans and you guys care about me and my life and my family, I'll tell you guys. I got a phone call from my mom saying that, hey, your dad slipped and fell, and he's on the concrete floor and he can't get up. Because, my dad's kind of a heavy guy, and, my mom, she doesn't have the strength anymore to lift my dad up. So she had to call my uncle and my uncle had to come over, and both my mom and my uncle had to help him up and then bring him into the house. So he's fine. Just I guess the concrete floor was like slippery, and he was a little weak, from his treatment. And as he was walking with the walker, it slipped and he fell. It was a total accident. So my dad's been feeling a little bit better. I called my mom and my dad today, and he said he's just been resting up, and he said he gets the results back from his test soon. So please, prayers from you guys. I would really appreciate that. Please, like this video. Please, send my family and me some good vibes. Please pray for them. I would really appreciate it. I really would, because that was quite a scare. Anyway, the shades are coming off, and let's start this podcast. Oh, by the way, new Hawaiian shirt. Yeah, dude. Anyway, cheers. So that's the bad news. But the good news is work is going fan-friggin-tastic. Work is going good. Better hours, more money. So that's good. All the people that I work with are super nice. And so I love this new security job more than the old one. The days off I get are great. I did an adventure vlog today, but I'll get to that in just a minute. Dankness says, positive healing vibes, my friend. Well, I really appreciate that, Dankness. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and I really appreciate that. I'm fine. Send the healing vibes to my dad. Send them to my dad, because he's the one that needs it. Let's see what else. And I've got some other good news. So I don't want to count my chickens before the egg hatches, but I do have some news in the lady department. Again, I don't want to rush things, but I met this girl recently. We started chatting, and she seemed really interested, and I think we're going to hang out soon. So I don't know. We'll see. She seems really nice. She seems, very quick with it. She's good looking. She's smart. She's funny. We were getting along like when we were chatting. So, we'll see. She thought it was really, 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 really cool, that I have 2 YouTube channels, and she thought it was really cool that I have almost 10,000 followers on TikTok, which is insane. I'm only 2,000 away. 2,000 away. So, but again, we'll see. We're gonna have to plan out a hangout. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I just wanted to get you updated on everything. Oh, and the last thing is the Fearsmobile is crapola. It is crapola. Today, while I was out and about doing the adventure vlog, even before the adventure started, the car crapped out on me. It just crapped out. So, before the adventure vlog started, I had to go take it to the dealership. Thank God they have the parts in. They ordered the parts, and they said, hey, can you come in tomorrow before work? And I said, yes. And I said, what's this going to cost me? And he said, well, the parts that broke on your car, they're under warranty, so it'll cost you $0. And I was like, oh, thank you. That's amazing. And he's like, can you come early in the morning? And I was like, I got to get some sleep, before work and stuff. But I said, I'll try and be there as quick as I can. And he's like, try to get here before 11, John. And I was like, yes, sir, I will. So there was that. Which brings me to my first topic, the Florida Orange Picking and Gift Shop. Now, if you guys remember, that is a cool location. Why? Because that was the very first vlog that I ever did as an adventure vlog in Florida. If you guys remember that gift shop, it literally was like 4 miles down the road, and I was like, you know what? That's a good start. Let's do that as an adventure vlog. I decided to bring a blast from the past, hello, and do it a second time, but with a twist. You guys will find out that vlog is coming soon. Vision's here, and he says, "What's up? What's up, Visions?" Visions. I was just telling everybody that if they want the extreme limited edition Randy mug, be sure to go to exhumevisions.com. But I was telling everybody, Visions, I'm emotionally bereft. You know, a tear is coming to my eye, not only because I have this wonderful mug, but where is the official limited edition John Fears mug? You know, like there should be John Fears's, you know, I have so much facial expressions. It would be amazing to have this entire thing as a John Fears mug. Like, you know, like that would be hilarious, buddy. All of them around the mug. You know, also we gotta get that mug out at some point. I'm gonna buy some more shit off of Exhume Vision's website at some point, and then we got to get on the Fears Vlogs mug, because you are right, Exhume Visions. I do have the Fears Man 26 mug. I'll be honest. I'm lucky to even have that, but I'm just saying, endless possibilities, buddy. Endless possibilities. Fears' birthday, you know, Christmas, and then the next time I buy some cool shit off of your website. Because Visions is a cool guy. You buy something off his website, he throws little gems, little goodies in, which that just makes him a rad fucking dude. So maybe one day we will have the Fears Vlogs mug and the official John Fears mug. So there it is. But I love my Randy mug. I'm probably going to be using the Randy mug for future streams and put Fearsman 26 on the back burner. I'm going to use this for a little while, but don't worry, guys. I will bring back the Fearsman 26 mug. Now, I'm not getting greedy, Visions. I'm not. I promise you. I promise you. I am grateful for everything you've ever made, sent, everything. I'm grateful the stuff that you sent me that I bought. I'm just shooting ideas out there, buddy. Maybe one day a Fears Vlog mug and an official John Fears mug. Just saying. Just saying. Anyway, let's get to the topic. So, James Clark says, "What happened?" Well, I'm getting to that, James. I'm getting to that. Well, the reason why I couldn't go to the tourist attraction that I wanted to go to today was because I had this great epic location picked out. It would have blew any vlog I've done probably this year so far, right? I get in, I start the car, nothing happens. And I was like, shit. So I had to take it to the dealership, and by the time they fixed it at the dealership, ordered the parts and all that, half the day was gone. So I was like, fuck. And where I was going to go back to Tampa. And if you guys remember, when I was at the Florida Aquarium, somebody pulled me to the side and said, "Oh, you're a YouTuber, you're a vlogger." And I said, "Yes, I am." And they said, "Oh, well, if you love the aquarium and you love that battleship that you went on, like, you'll love this. Like 20 minutes down the road, they have this old, like, firefighter, like, museum. And you can slide down the pole, and it's kind of reminiscent of you know, of the old firehouses. You know, it kind of looks like the Ghostbuster firehouse, and they turned it into a museum." And I was like, "Really?" I'm like, "That sounds really cool," because whenever I was a kid, there was only 4 things in the world that Fears wanted to be growing up: a Ghostbuster, an astronaut, a firefighter, or a filmmaker. I got close on the filmmaker, you know. YouTuber is kind of a filmmaker, so I'll settle for that. So I was like, oh man, I'm like, I gotta go to this place. I'm like, getting footage of Fear sliding down a fire pole. Oh, hell yeah. So it will happen, but you have to book the tickets in advance. So I booked them. All of a sudden, I get in my car. It craps out of me. I had to go to the dealership. So I had to cancel the tickets at the dealership. While they were looking at my car, I called the place up. And I said, do you have a reservation for Mr. Fears? And they were like, yes. When are you coming? I said, well, unfortunately, I said, if you could refund my money, I would really appreciate it, because there's something wrong with my car. My car crapped out. And so now I have to stay at the dealership until they fix whatever it is. And they're like, oh, we're so sorry. Because I told them about my YouTube channel, and they were so excited. They're like, yeah, we actually watched one of your vlogs. And I was like, oh, which one did you watch? They're like, oh, one a long time ago where you went to Epcot by yourself. And they said we really enjoyed that one. Then we watched the one where you and your friend were at that video game place. I was like, Dave and Buster's? And they're like, yeah, and you just kept winning prizes. And I was like, oh, well, I'm glad you love those too. And they're like, so what? You were gonna do a vlog here? And I said, can I someday? And they're like, oh yeah. She goes, we're a museum, and she goes, and we only make money if people donate. I said, I was gonna go there. I was gonna give you a plug. I was gonna film a vlog. And I said, at the end of the vlog, I said I was gonna give you like 10, 20 bucks as a donation. And I said, plus I was going to go into the gift shop and buy something. I said, because I really admire firefighters. And then I told them about that I have a firefighter ornament that I put up on my Christmas tree. And you guys have seen it before. And they're like, well, we're sorry that you can't come today. And I said, is there any way to refund the tickets? And they were like, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. So they refund them. It was just a pain in the ass. So that vlog is coming. But I wanted to surprise you guys. So anyway, that fell through the crapshoot. So I was like, all right, what do I do? What do I do? I'm like, how do I salvage the day? And I was like, you know what? I'm like, I haven't went back to the very first place I did a Florida vlog. So I went back to that place, went back to the Florida orange picking and gift shop, the biggest gift shop in all of Florida. Did a vlog there, but with a twist, guys. And I can't tell you the twist because it'll ruin the vlog. So that'll be up in a couple of days, plus all the other vlogs that I have to do. So, yeah. But don't worry. Don't worry. The fire pole vlog, the firefighter vlog will happen. Oh, yeah. It's going to happen. Because like I said, whenever Fears was a little Fears, a wee little lad, there was only 4 things that I wanted to be growing up. I wanted to be a Ghostbuster. I wanted to be a filmmaker. I wanted to be an astronaut. And I wanted to be a firefighter. So, there it is. The Bird Channel of Australia. Wow. A whole channel dedicated to Australian birds. Nice. I'm impressed. He says, hey, Fears. What's up? What's up? Dayton says, the fire pole sounds fun. Oh, yeah, it's going to happen. I will slide down that motherfucking pole. Mercenary Man is here, and James says, just watched your mini golf video. Well, James, what did you think about it? And did you comment? That's the better question. James, what did you think? I totally destroyed Randall in miniature golf. Now, that vlog, Randall has been dying for. That was like last like June or July. And I finally got it up. I was like, all right, enough of this laziness. I need to get my ass in gear and edit this vlog. That's probably why Ghost is not watching. Ghost is like, oh, fuck it. I've had enough of Fears. Like, he never puts up the vlog. And because you guys know how Ghost is. Ghost will watch it in order. I don't know why he watches it in order. I'm like, who cares? Just watch them out of order. It does not matter. But he likes to watch them in order. Ghost, come back. I miss you, buddy. I miss you, man. I miss you. Anyway, the Great Visions is here. The Great James is here. Mercenary Man is here. Lord Randall, I don't know where he is, but I'm going to send him the link. Because normally Randall is either writing his books, hanging out with his mom, taking his mom out to dinner, which is important, him doing karaoke, or he works on the drawings, and as he's working on the Fears Man drawings, he listens to my podcast in the background. So he could be listening right now. So I'm going to drop him the old linkage. I'm going to see if I can get him in here. That'd be great. Let's see if I can get him in. Let's see if I can get him in. Oh, and by the way, Randy won me again in Monopoly. One of these, he's like the grand master champion of Monopoly. But I'm a good sportsmanship. It's all about sportsmanship. I'm a good sportsman. I was like, Randy, he pretty much annihilated me in miniature golf. But I'm like, I challenge you again, buddy. He's like, Fears, he's like, you can challenge me all you want. It's not going to happen. He goes, you know how you're really good at miniature golf and you always kick my ass? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, I am the master. I'm the grandmaster of Monopoly, and you will not win. I was like, oh, I said, I will. I said, well, there's a will, there's a way. I said, I will do it. So me and Randy have got a rematch. We have got a rematch at some point. At some point. Anyway, let me find Randall on the old Facebook. All right, Randall, if you're watching, buddy, I just sent you the link on the old Facebook. Oh, another bit of good news. I talked to Sega. I hadn't talked to Sega in a little while, and he was like half nice and half mad. I guess he was mad because he his team of hockey played the St. Louis Blues, and he was like, oh, Fears, fuck your team. And I was like, why fuck my team? And he's like, Fears, he goes, your team slaughtered my team. And I was like, oh, yeah, what was the score? And I think Sega said it was Toronto versus St. Louis Blues, and it was 5-2. And I was like, that pretty much is a slaughter. And then he was like, Fears, when the hell are we going to stream again? I was like, well, Sega, I said, I work a lot. I said, and our hours, differ, because I think he's back in the movie theater, which, hey, go him. He finally got his job back. Hell yeah. And I was like, so we'll stream when we can, Sega. I'm like, I really want to stream with you. So you know what? Let me write him on Twitter and see if I can get him in here tonight. I don't know. He may be working tonight. I don't know what he's doing, but we shall see. Sega, you're always invited. Sega, thing is with Sega is I'm like, Sega, you're always invited. I'm like, if our schedules link up, then hey, let's do it, man. Let's I'm sorry, I just read Sega's message. 6-3. So Toronto lost to St. Louis 6-3. Oh Lord. All right, so Sega, I am streaming. I'm streaming right now. Let me know if you want to come in. All right. I sent him the invite, so we shall see. James says he smoked you at Monopoly. Oh, that he did. I mean, he did far worse than that, James. I mean, pretty much annihilated me. James says, you two are like yin and yang. You have all the energy, and Randall is so mellow. I mean, Randall's always well, the thing is with Randall is he is usually mellow. It's usually mellow, but then every once in a while he'll get sparks of energy. Sparks of energy. And Randall's just a great guy. He's a great friend. He's awesome. James, I hope you're doing well, buddy. I hope you are doing well. Anyway, so let me get back to the topics. So I take it to the dealership. They're like, oh, Fears. They're like, this is broken. This is broken. And I was like, yeah, but it was working perfectly fine. Like a week or two ago. I said it was working, yesterday. And they're like, well, things break down in the car. And I was like, yeah, I know. I'm just saying if it worked yesterday, then why isn't it working today? But I'm like, I get it. So they had to order 2 parts. So before work tomorrow, I hate going to the dealership because they take fucking forever. You'll get there at like 8 or 9 and you won't leave until like 3 in the afternoon. So pretty much the whole day is like wasted. So that's why I edited. I woke up early, and before I went to the dealership and before I went to the to that gift shop place and did the little mini vlog, I edited today's vlog and uploaded it right now. So you guys would have something to watch with me, before the stream. So, yep. So, but the firefighter things. The firefighter vlog will happen. It will happen. James said, what parts did you need? They said I needed a new thermostat and something else. I can't remember what it was, but it'll cost me $0 because it's all under warranty. And I was like, yay. So I really appreciate that. Anyway, big news. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. For all the new people coming in, I just thought I would let you know because you guys care about me and I care about you. And you guys are my loyal fans and I love you guys for that. And I appreciate you guys watching. But I got some information in the old lady department. So I had lunch today and I was out and about. I'm not going to say where because this girl works there. And my waitress, oh my Lord. she was acute. And she made a cameo in the vlog today. So, so I was like, I'd be a fool to, not ask this girl out. So we were chatting, and I said, and she really thought it was so cool that I had almost 10,000 followers on TikTok. And she's like, oh, do you YouTube? And I was like, yeah, but I don't have as many followers on YouTube. And she's like, that doesn't matter. And I said, well, I mean, I've got a good portion of fans on YouTube. I said, for some reason, I said one of my videos blew up and got like 100,000 views, and I got tons of followers off TikTok. So I said, I'm trying to integrate both of them. And so it was like coming to like check time. And I was like, Fears, if you don't do it now, you'll be the biggest fucking pussy of your life. I said, take your dad's advice. The worst thing that they can say is no. And so I said, hey, before I go, I'll give you my YouTube channel so you can like check it out. And she's like, oh yeah, for sure. She's like, here's a pen, here's a paper, write it down. So I'm writing it down. And then when she came up to get my check, I said, well, here's my debit card and here's the check. And I said, hey, listen, I said, I don't know if I should put this down, but I said, I just have to ask you. I said, I wasn't sure if I had to put my number down. I said, listen, I think you're cool. I said, we've been chatting. I said, I've been, feeling the vibe. And I said, I would love to hang out. I said, I understand, if you have a boyfriend, or I understand if you don't want to hang out. But I said, I just thought I'd throw it out there. And she was like, oh, yeah. She's like, I'd love to hang out. I said, really? She's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, cool. And she's like, you look surprised. And I was like, well, I said, I'm kind of rusty. I said, I haven't been on a date or hung out with a girl like in 2 years. So I said, I was very nervous to ask you. And I said, it's been a minute. And she's like, yeah, put your number down. We'll hang out. So I'm not counting my chickens, I'm not counting the eggs, before the chicken hatches it. But it seemed like it was going good. It seems like we'll, she's like, we'll make some plans and we'll hang out. So I don't know. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Hopefully it works out. If it works out, great. If she just wants to be friends, or it doesn't work out, then, on to the next girl. But I hope it works out because she's really cute. She seems really nice. She's around my age. So fingers crossed. We'll see. We shall see. And great body. She's funny. Wonderful smile. So, yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed. Anyway, going back to the Florida orange picking and gift shop. So I was like, what could I do? I'm like, what could I do to salvage the vlog? So after I ate, I filmed, and you guys will find out where, because she made a cameo in the vlog, and I said, hey, say hi, and she waved. You'll find out. I want to keep it a secret, because I haven't ate at this restaurant in quite a long time. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, that would be perfect for the vlog. So I so I filmed that. And then after I was like, where could I go? And then I started thinking about, well, wouldn't it be cool to go back and do a vlog at the very first place I did a vlog when I moved up to Florida? And I was like, I wonder if the fans would like that. So I did, but with a twist. When I got there, I did something that I didn't do before. So you guys will find out. And I haven't decided if I'm going to put her in the vlog, because I don't want anything bad to happen to her or at her job, or, I have to think about these things, because I'm terrified if one of the, trolls would fuck with her job or fuck with her, or I don't even want to think about it, I mean good intentions with this girl, so I don't want anything bad to happen, right off the bat, So I may not put it in. If she wants me to put it in, then, there it is. But we shall see. Dana says, too many weirdos. I don't think you should. I mean, it's very true, Dankness. Very true. But we'll see. I probably won't edit it until I hang out with her and be like, hey, what do you think? So I'll probably I'll probably ask her permission, you know. So we'll see. So yeah. Vision says, Fears, I hope you get to put it in if you catch my drift. Yeah, I got it, Visions. I'm not stupid. I get it. All these codes, you know. I get it. I get it, Visions. I get it. I hope so too. But she seems wonderful. She seems very, very sweet. She seems very, very nice. So I hope we get to hang out. I really do. Because, man, she looked amazing. She looked really, really nice. We were chatting it up. And I was like, Fierce, you're a fucking idiot if you don't ask her out, you know? And, you know, it's always that, you know, fear of rejection. So I was like, oh, fuck. I'm like, just do it, Fierce. Just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. And it took me forever, but I did it. And she was like, oh, yeah. She's like, put your number down. I'd love to hang out. And I was like, oh, sweet, you know? So I was like, cool, man. I'm like, I appreciate that. So I'm excited. But like I said, I don't want to count, you know, I don't want to count the chickens and count, oh, man. Let's not go there, Mercenary Man. Mercenary Man, he's jumping the gun. He's like, Mrs. Fears is in the works. I don't know, maybe, you know, but I'm just like, that's way too soon to tell, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I always have to move my leg because whenever I sit and do these streams, my fucking leg goes numb. And it feels like fucking jello. Oh. Anyway, I don't want anything bad to happen to her or, you know, I just hope that if it does work out, I just hope this time around, like, the trolls and everybody else just respects me and her privacy. And if she's in a vlog, because I remember with me and my ex, I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but I heard a whole bunch of, like, stories. And I remember one time, like, my ex was like, hey, some random people wrote me on Facebook and was saying, oh, Fears is this and Fears is that. And I was just like, just ignore them. I'm like, they're a bunch of fucking liars, bunch of fucking idiots. I'm like, just, you know, block every single one of them. And I tried to give her a heads up, but I don't know if she was ready. So I hope whoever I date, you know, this time around, I just hope they respect my privacy. And, you know, if she's in a vlog, just leave it at that, you know, and I just hope nobody, like, you know, like torments this person, you know, if it works out, you know, or like bothers her or like stalks her, you know. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't even want to think about it, but yeah. I just hope it starts off on a good note. So, but so far it seems great. We were chatting it up. She's very, very nice. She's very, very sweet. She did her job like perfect, you know, and yeah. So she seems very nice, very sweet, very smart. Great body, great eyes, wonderful smile. I was like, oh yeah, Fears. I'm like, ask her out. But it just took me a little while. It's like, do it, Fears. Do it, Fears. You're a fucking idiot if you don't ask her out. And I almost went there. I almost went there. And I was like, Fears, just fucking do it. Don't be a goddamn pussy. And I was like, the worst thing that she can say is no. I'm like, millions of girls have said no to you in the past. You know, I don't even know how I pulled off, you know, my ex, you know, because even she was out of my league, you know. So, well, I only half pulled it off because, you know, she's with Mr. Dingledork, you know, so Mr. fucking gun craze guy or whatever the fuck he is. Anyway, that's none of my business. None of my business. Whew. She really picks winners. That's all I got to say. Anyway, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see with this new person. She seems wonderful. She seems wonderful. Oh, by the way, 2, count them, 1, 2, new Hawaiian shirts. So this one, I'm probably going to wear to the convention coming up. Big news. It's a RetroCon. Jeff has outdid himself. Oh, man. Jeff texted me and was like, Fears, I don't think you're fucking ready for this. And I was like, why wouldn't I be ready? He's like, Fears, he's like, you have no idea. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, Fears, he's like, I'm talking 3 to 4 movie cars. And I was like, yeah? And it like, ideas started sparkling in Fears' brain. And I was like, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, oh yeah, Fears. He's like, dude, he's like, you thought the Knight Rider car was great? And I was like, it was pretty great. He's like, that's peanuts. That's nothing. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, not one, not two, but 4 movie cars, Fears. And I was like, oh, wow. And then he's like, and 3 or 4 celebrities are coming. He goes, I saw your Richard DeVizio interview. He goes, I saw, your Mortal Kombat interviews. And I was like, did you like him? He's like, Fears, I fucking loved him. And he's like, you're definitely getting VIP access. And he goes, you're going to interview all of them. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. So there you are. And then he's like, oh, he goes, I saw some of the old legendary Fears celebrity interviews, like Kane Hodder, interviewing Jason, interviewing Michael Myers at Contamination, the convention. And I was like, yeah, what'd you think of them? And he was like, oh, Fears, they're fucking great. And he goes, you got a real gift for interviewing people. I was like, well, I appreciate that, buddy. I'm like, I love interviewing people. I said, especially celebrities. And so he's calling it RetroCon. So it's going to be all things toys, all things retro from, I believe he told me the 70s, 80s, and good old 90s. And I was like, why not 60s? Yeah, man, peace, love, no war, fucking hilarious hippie guys with long-ass hippie hair getting out of their hippie vans, smoking up, doing God knows what, talking about Woodstock until, until I have a headache, And he's like, that's just too early, Fears. And I was like, 60s is pretty retro, man. I'm like, hello, fucking 8-tracks, flower power, all that bullshit, And he's like, nope, not a Fears, just 70s, 80s, 90s. And I was like, all right. So Tinder Immortal out there, you'll be happy. Dozens and dozens and dozens, dozens and dozens and dozens of VHS tapes. So, because that one guy I filmed, he wrote me, was like, hey, Fears. He's like, remember you came to my booth and, you put in the vlog, like, the Crypt Keeper. I was like, I remember you. I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, oh, Fears. He's like, you have no idea. And I was like, why the fuck do these people keep saying I have no idea? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, Fears. He goes, that was peanuts, what I brought before in my booth. He goes, I'm bringing like almost my whole VHS collection. I was like, yeah. And he's like, it's going to be epic. And I was like, dude, I got to find some gems, man. And he's like, Fears, you'll find some gems. And so I asked him, I was like, dude, there's this one movie that me, my buddy Eric, my buddy Trent, my buddy Jesse, we're all fucking obsessed with. I said, we found it in the 90s, and we watched it like 10 times, and we were fucking losing our shit. I'm like, do you have a VHS tape called Drainiac? And he's like, I don't know, Fears. Let me look. I said, if you have fucking Drainiac on VHS, I said, hold it for me. You guys have no idea. I'm telling you. That fucking Apple scene puts Fears in goddamn stitches. I'm telling you, after this stream, go to YouTube, write in Drainiac, just kind of skim through it and get to the fucking apple scene. Watch it. You'll know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. He's holding the goddamn apple. He walks into frame. Somebody like gets killed. A fucking tentacle shoots out of like an engine on a car, grabs the guy by the neck, burns his face on the exhaust port. Just this fucking hilarious goddamn fat guy. I don't know who the fuck he is. Walks in, takes a bite of the fucking apple, and he's like, that's peculiar. And he fucking walks off, and I goddamn lost my mind. It was great. It was great. Oh, my God. I must have that in the collection. I've got it on DVD, but I was like, in honor of Tinder Immortal, I have to find it on VHS. So if anyone ever finds that movie, please talk to Visions and have Visions send it to me. One of these days, Fears, we'll find it. It's not if, it's when. So if Fears has to stay up all goddamn night and search through the bowels of eBay, I will find it. It just depends on how much it is. If they want some, like, yeah, man, $1,000 and it's yours, I'll be like, Now, if it's like 10, 20 bucks, I'll be like, well, Fears is the master negotiator. You guys have seen my negotiation skills at the toy conventions. So I can get them down. I'll be like, yeah, you're mentally ill. I'm like, I'm not paying 20 bucks for a VHS. I'm like, it's vintage. $3? $3? Hello? And I love like, they look at me like I'm nuts. They're like, yeah, there's no way, Fears. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're doing it. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you're paying me $3. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, you are. And he's like, no, you're not. Or no, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, you are. And then they crumble every single time. And it's great. Like, I'll give you an example. That freaking Star Wars lunch pail. The Star Wars lunch pail, that guy wanted like $10. I'm like, dude, it's a lunch pail. I said, it doesn't even have the thermos in it anymore. And I said, it has tons of scratch marks on it. You know? He's like, yeah, but, and he was, oh man, he was selling me so much bullshit. He was like, yeah, but Fears, it adds to the vintage, the scratches. I'm like, dude, you are, stuck up here in your head. Cobwebs are forming in your head if you think I'm going to pay $10. And he was like, well, what about $5? I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. And he's like, well, offer me a price. And I was like, $2? And he's like, oh, come on, Fears. He's like, I'm losing money. I'm like, you're not losing money. I'm like, do you really want to pack up all this crap and put it in your trailer and haul it off to the next convention? I'm like, just give it to me for like $1 or $2, and it's one less thing that you have to pack up in your thing. And he went, all right. And then he was like going through, he's like, man, I've took this to like 5 or 6 conventions. He goes, I don't know what to do with it. And I was like, well, there's a couple things you can do with it, and one of them would be sell it to me, And he's like, well, maybe. I was like, no, there's no maybe. I'm like, it's going to happen. And so, like, he started to, like, kind of, like, drift off into the distance. And I was like, no, come over here, buddy. Let's have a private conversation over here. And he crumbled like all the others. And I got it. It was great. Mercenary Man says, you can probably find it on the dark web easy. Well, if I don't have to go to the dark web, I don't want to, Mercenary Man. Fears checked out the dark web one time. The bucket of puke for sale for $50. Why on God's name would someone want to sell a bucket of puke? Baffles me. I was like, all right, I've seen enough. So never again. Never again. There's some weird shit on the dark web, man. There's these TikTokers. I didn't follow them, but my buddy was like, Fears. He's like, he goes, you love horror movies, right? And I was like, yeah, I love horror movies. She goes, check out these weird fucks on TikTok. And I was like, oh, no. I'm like, man, dude. I'm like, no. And he goes, Fears, dark web. And I was like, fuck dark web. I'm like, I don't want to see that crazy fucking sadistic shit. And I'm like, and he's like, Fears, you got to check these guys. I'm like, no. I'm like, dude, I said, if it has anything to do with like incest or like child pornography or like dark web, I'm like, fuck all that crap. And he's like, Fears, he's like, these guys are fucking hilarious. He goes, just watch one clip. And I was like, all right, fine, dude. So so he and we were hanging out. And we were at work, and he clicks on it. So I'm watching it off his phone, right? And I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, I'm not subscribing to this shit. I watched this one clip, and I ended up watching 3 clips because they are funny, but it's just too weird shit. It's these 2 guys. I guess they started on TikTok. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I guess they started on YouTube and got real big, and then they are on TikTok. And what they do is they find the most creepiest shit on the dark web and then explore it. And I'm like, I'll give them this. I'm like, it's quite an idea. And they have millions of followers on YouTube and TikTok. But I was like, look, you guys have both got brains. I'm sure you could have picked a different topic, a safer one. So what they do is they go on the web. Like one of the videos is the guy pays this creepy girl. I mean, she was, I don't want to insult any ladies, but this girl, like, haggard. Cringe as fuck to be his girlfriend for a night. Just for a night. She shows up in this haggard, like, you guys ever seen, like, The Ring? She kind of had, like, long-ass hair. It wasn't the Ring girl per se, but it was this fucking girl. She had brown hair. She hadn't washed her hair, like, in months. Dirt all over her face. She just looked nasty, like missing 3 teeth. Had this like House on the Prairie like dress on or some shit. And I'm just like, oh, what the fuck are these guys doing? So anyway, he's like, hey, my name, I can't even remember the guy's name. He's like, hey, I'm this. And he's always got a cameraman with him. And sometimes you see the cameraman, that's his buddy that explores this shit with him. And he's like, oh, don't say my name, man. This is your girlfriend. And he's like, yeah, I guess you're my, girlfriend for the night. She's like, hi, what's up? My name's Kimberly. And I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And he's like, why are you talking like that? And then every time she says something, she just changes her voice. So first it's, hi, my name's Kimberly. Oh, this is just my normal voice. How are you? You know, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching? It's kind of funny, but it's total cringe. So then the next one's like, they hire like a creepy ass clown for the weekend. He stays there for a weekend. And I'm like, these guys are gonna get killed doing this shit, you know? And he rings the doorbell, they open it up, he's on stilts for Christ's sake. All of his makeup is like running, kind of like a Heath Ledger's like Joker. Kind of looked like that, just a evil version, cringy more. And he's all like, I like balloons. I like balloons. Can we blow some up? He goes, I can blow one out of my ass. And I was just like, I'm sure you can, dude. I'm like, and I looked at my friend. I'm like, what the hell do you watch this crap? And he's a little younger than me. I mean, he's not super young. Like, I'm 38 and he's like 32. He's like, fierce. He goes, yeah, it's cringe, but it's fucking hilarious. I'm like, I don't care, man. I'm like, these guys are going to get fucking killed one day. And I think the third one I watched was them buying weird shit off the dark web. Like, they bought like a bloody glove. And then the guy was like, hey, man, should I put it on? And he's like, well, it's got dry blood on it. He's like, who cares, man? And he goes, yeah, man, O.J. Simpson. And he just tries on the fucking glove. And I'm like, dude, it's the pandemic. You're wearing a glove with fucking blood all over it. Why is there blood on this glove? I don't know. Could have been from a serial killer. Like, these guys don't think it through. Then, like, the next thing they buy was it was like an axe, but like a double axe. So like, here's the piece of wood, and then there's a blade going this way and a blade going this way, and it had a name engraved on it, and it said like Soul Demon or some shit on it. And I was like, why the fuck would somebody buy this worthless crap, this cringe crap? You know what I'm saying? And anyway, and I can't remember the third thing they bought. It was weird shit. So no, Mercenary Man, I don't think Fears will be yeah, no dark web. Anyway, I know that was a long answer, guys, but you guys had to hear that story. Anyway, let's continue on. So I hope you guys will like the vlog that I did today. I just hope it makes up for not going to the Florida firefighters. I checked the website. The Florida Firefighters Museum is fucking badass. I cannot fucking wait to go there. They're like, yeah, we look forward to you. And I said I love like firefighters, police. I said military. I said I give it up for the vets, man. So I said anything I can do. I said, can I like do a donation? She said, well, so you can do a donation like a couple of different ways. And I was like, well, how do you do it? She goes, well, you can either go to the website and donate. She goes, or she's like, we just take donations right there on the spot. I said, can I film myself like giving a donation? Like, I'll give you like 10, 20 bucks. And she's like, yeah, go nuts. And I said, so I can film and take pictures? She goes, yeah, go buck wild. She was like, that's how we get the word out. I said, I will give you a super plug in my vlog. And I said, I just have one request. And I said, is it possible that I can slide down that pole? I said, because even though Fears is a 38-year-old man, I mean, come on. I have to slide down the pole. I hope they don't give me a bunch of crap like, oh, no, it's just for show. Listen, I'm giving you $20. I'm sliding down that pole. I hope so. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So we shall see. All right, next one. So I've told you guys a couple of stories of my shenanigans back in the day. So back in the day, I think Jackass came out. It was right before I graduated high school. Like, I think it came out like 1999, 2000-ish. I think. Well, let's find out. Hang on. Let's go to the old Google. When in doubt, if you don't know, Google it. Let's see here. Let me go. Because I graduated high school in 2003. So when did Jackass first air? Let's see here. Let's see here. Yep. It only had 3 years. It aired October of 2000 and ended February 2002. Okay, so it was right before I graduated high school. After me and my buddies graduated high school, and after the show ended, like my buddy Eric was like, "Hey, Fierce, if they can do it, we can do it." And I was like, "Oh God, here we go." And he's like, "Fierce, it'll be hilarious." And so the first video we made was called "The Idiots." That one's made, edited. It's right there in the collection. We each got a DVD of it. I haven't put it on Blu-ray yet, but one day I will convert it onto Blu-ray because I must have that for the rest of my life. I've got it on DVD. And then we have all the footage for number 2. And whenever we were filming number 2, that's when Wild Boys came out. So we decided to call ourselves the Wild Dudes. And Eric's thing was like, if I was scared to do a prank or a stunt, Eric would be like, "Fierce, are you a mild dude or a wild dude?" And I was like, "Oh, don't even give me that shit." And he's like, "Fierce, you're acting like a mild dude. It's time to be a wild dude." He's like, "Just fucking get in that wagon and fly down this hill, hit the ramp, and crash into that fucking lake." And I was like, "All right, man." So that's story number 1. So I had this kick-ass, we bought this kick-ass wagon, and we tricked it out. We painted it, and I don't know why, but Eric and my buddy Tom wanted to call it Rusty Pete. I don't know why they called it Rusty Pete, but they called it Rusty Pete. So that was like he was kind of like the mascot of the Wild Dudes, Rusty Pete. And I'll be honest, it's hilarious. I never asked Eric and Tom once why we called the wagon Rusty Pete, and we took this wagon everywhere. We were flying down hills. I slid across a lake, a frozen lake, in the fucking wagon. We were idiots back then. The ice could have shattered at any waking moment, but Fierce was in this fucking wagon, sliding across the ice, being hilarious. So, probably one of the craziest hits I ever took. We built this like half-ass ramp, and when you hit it, I must have got at least 5 or 6, in the air of air, like probably 6 feet of air. The hill was just like, started like this, went like this, went all the way down, and there was a lake at the end of the hill. So we put the ramp at the end of the hill, and I said, I knew I'm going to get wet. So Eric's like, "Fierce, we got to have some costumes." And I was like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And he's like, "Fierce, just put together the most hilarious random costume that you want to crash into the lake to." So Eric like stripped down to his boxers. He like went to a costume shop and like put a mullet on and like a mustache. So his whole costume was, he was shirtless, he had his boxers on, mustache, mullet. Tom had 3 pairs, I think, of whitey tighties on, tucked in with a white shirt with like red socks or some bullshit. I had black sweatpants on with a white shirt tucked in like super high, like Steve Urkel with like a cowboy hat on. I just threw some haggard shit. And then our buddy Nick came to film for the day, and he had Chuck Taylors on with red pants with red suspenders or some shit. And we're flying down this hill. Eric was the first one to go into the lake. Like at first we were just like crashing into like trees and shit, but we were always trying to out-top ourselves. Eric's like, "Well, no one's crashed into the fucking lake." So that was day 1 of filming. He crashes into the lake, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's fucking hilarious." So I don't know whose genius idea it was to build a ramp. We build a ramp. Come back a few days later. I hit this ramp. It was like literally like Home Alone style. Like, like when he slides down the fucking stairs, like on the fucking sled, and he just gets like 6 feet of air. I hit the ramp. I'm holding on to the wagon, go flying through the air, smash into the lake. Probably one of the best scenes of our movie that we made. It hurt, but it was worth it. Oh my God. Nick goes flying in. I think almost everybody hit the lake, but Eric was the first one to do it. Oh man, great times. This one of the best ideas we did that was hysterical, but I think Nick was filming or Trent was filming. He was laughing so hard that he almost missed it, and the camera's like just bouncing everywhere, so you kind of see it, but you kind of don't see it. It's in the Idiot movie. One day, hopefully this footage sees the light of day. We called it the Kidnap Run, and I think it was Trent's idea. He goes, "Hey, Fierce, wouldn't it be hilarious if like we took Eric and just stripped him down to his boxers, put some duct tape on his face, duct taped his hand, threw him in the back of my trunk. You, Nick, Tommy go across the street and film from across the street. Eric hops out of the trunk, runs across oncoming traffic, and everyone will see him like screaming at the top of his lung with duct tape. And I was like, oh, that's genius. So we're on the other side. And I couldn't keep my hands steady. And I was like, Nick, you film it. And so Trent said, I'm going to text you, Fears. I'm going to give you a 3, 2, 1. And then I'm going to, bang on the hood. And like Eric's going to do it. Trent bangs on the hood. Eric lifts open the trunk. He's half naked, only in his boxers, duct tape, runs across this like street. Everyone's all like, what the fuck is going on? And Nick was just all bobbling around, and you can barely see it. But oh man, would I love to go back one day and refilm that? Oh, because it was great. Oh, it was great. Let's see. What's another one? Oh yeah. So I know you guys are gonna think this is impossible because Fears would never do it now. I told you guys, I was wild. I was wild and crazy back in the day. I was fearless. If you guys ever see this footage, you're gonna be like, that's not the Fears that we love and know. I'm getting too old. I have cholesterol. I'm getting fat. I can't be doing that crazy shit anymore, man. Anyway, so we went to Gulf Shores, Alabama. All of us, the whole gang. And Eric's like, Fears. He goes, dude. He goes, we got to go to like a prop shop and like buy a bunch of like funny shit and do some like gags and some like stunts and some shit down in Gulf Shores. And I was like, oh, I'm like, why wouldn't we? So me and Eric go in and goes, Fears, you love Stevo. He goes, Fears, you love Stevo. You got to get like the cheetah Speedo thong. And I was like, should I? He goes, yeah, why wouldn't he? He goes, and then I'll get the party boy, like American flag one. And I was like, oh, I'm like, let's fucking do it. So we're walking around the beach with these Speedo like thongs on. All of a sudden, these girls come up to us and they're like, is this really what you're wearing? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, we're wearing it. And she's all like, oh, you guys have to come down the beach. She goes, we're having this bikini contest. And I thought she just wanted us to come and watch like in the crowd and everyone laugh at us. No. This girl entered us in the contest. So it was me and Eric. We were the only two guys in the contest because they probably thought we were, fucking hilarious. Plus, me and Eric were drunk. We drank a lot on this trip. I mean, almost every day. I mean, Fears was, Jack and Cokes, fucking vodka, fucking rum, like just going ballistic, right? Okay, so I'm like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Eric's like, oh, Fears. He goes, you got to get like Trent to film this. I said, he's filming it. I said, he'll be in the crowd. Trent's like, Fears, I'm not getting on that fucking stage. He goes, Tommy's like, you guys are on your own. He goes, it's you and Eric doing this fucking like Speedo thong thing. And Trent's like, Fears, I'll film it though. I said, well, you got to get in the crowd. All of us are drunk. And even though Trent was drunk to shit, he filmed it perfectly. And we're backstage. There's all these beautiful girls in like amazing bikinis. We're in the back, right behind them. We were the last ones to go on. All of a sudden, this girl turns around. She's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, we're in the contest." And she's like, you guys are only the only two, and there's all these other girls. I'm like, well, your friend right there. I said she thought we were hilarious, and she entered us in. And so there was this hilarious like. I don't even know how to explain this guy. The host was absolutely hysterical. There was this, he kind of reminded me of like a guy that was trapped in the 70s and 80s and didn't know what genre. It was this black guy. He had this green like tie-dye shirt on with this like brown necklace, gray jeans on with gray socks on, and then he had brown sandals. I'll never forget this guy, huge afro. And he was talking, he's like, welcome Candy to the stage. All right. And they all had names, so we all had to pick a name. So I was like, oh, Eric, I'm like, all these girls are picking names. I said, Candy just went out. And Trent's like, Trent's like, oh, Fears. He goes, you and Eric have to come up with something fucking hilarious. And I was like, give us 2 minutes. I'm like, we're at the back. And so I had to write my name down and give it to like the host guy. And so it comes up to us, and he's like, who wants to go first? And I was like, Eric, I'm super nervous. I said, you go first. So I was the last one to go out and do a little dance, and I'm like, I don't know how to dance. I've never been in a bikini contest. I can't fucking believe I'm doing this, but I'm like, who gives a shit? Because I'm on like, 300 adrenaline, and that day I had like 15, 16 shots, probably the most drunk I've ever been. And this is all documented. One day, hopefully you guys will get to see this shit, because it's fucking hilarious. So, before Eric goes out, he's like, hey, he goes, Fears. He goes, I got my name. He goes, you know how I have like an American like Speedo thong on? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, I'm going to go out there and say, I'm Mr. America. And I was like, oh, that's fucking epic. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, I'm doing it. So Eric goes out. The guy's like, we've seen some beautiful ladies. And this fucking guy, this host was, when you guys see this footage one day, you guys are going to go ballistic. Massive afro. He seemed like he was high 24/7. We've seen Candy come to the stage. Now we get to see, because I don't know why the fuck he's in this contest, because he's not a girl, Mr. America. Eric goes out. They have a pole. Eric jumps on the pole. He's dancing around the pole. Girls in the audience are throwing dollar bills at Eric. I'm in the back. I'm on the floor fucking losing my mind. I'm on the ground dying, and then all of a sudden it hit me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm laughing at Eric. In about 8 minutes, it's my turn. And I'm like, oh God. I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. And I almost didn't do it. I start walking down the stairs, and Tommy or Nick or one of my buddies runs up and goes, Fears, what the fuck are you doing? I said, I can't do it, man. I said, I can't. He goes, Fears. He goes, this is legendary. He goes, you have to do this. He goes, it'll make the video. He goes, you have to do this. And I was like, dude, I'm not a good dancer. I'm like, I'm in a Cheeto. I said, I'm in a Cheetah Speedo thong. I said, I'm not as outgoing as Eric. I said, this kind of shit, like, really, like, makes me nervous. I said, Eric is like the ass nude master. Back then, Eric's more conservative now. Like, we've all grown up. Like, Eric got married, But I'm telling you, for the video, he'd be like, oh, yeah, Fears. He goes, I'll jump in that lake that's freezing cold in the winter naked for the video. And I'd be like, Eric, I don't want to see my best friend naked. But he goes, Fears, I have to fucking do this. He goes, for the video. So I would always hand off the camera to Jesse or like Tommy. I'm like, you guys film it. And I would always go like this, because I'm like, I don't want to see Eric's Johnson. So I'm like, Tommy, film this. And so I'm like this. But a few times I saw Eric's Johnson. It just sometimes, he just whip it out of nowhere. And I'm like, hey, Fierce, let's do this. And the shirt goes off, and I'm like, dude, you're fucking naked, man. I'm like, come on. And he's like, who cares, Fierce? And I'm like, I care. I'm like, I don't want to see my best friend naked. So I think it was like Trent or Tommy, the right Fierce, you have to fucking do this. He goes, you're not going to be naked. He goes, you're in a Speedo. I said, I'm almost naked. I said, I'm in a cheetah Speedo thong. And he's like, and I'm not lying, because one of the trolls way back in the day found a picture of me and Eric in the Cheetah and the Mr. America thong, because it's on my Facebook. Like, we took a picture, I think behind the scenes, like behind the curtain or something. Because I was like, I got to get a picture of this, right? So I calmed my nerves, and Trent's like, Fears, you need like 2 more drinks. He goes, and then you'll do it. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, I need something. He goes, I'll be right back. He goes off. I think he buys me like 2 shots. He's like, Fears, it'll help. Just fucking down these 2, man. And I was like, I've already got like 15, 16 in me. And he's like, he goes, you need some more. And he goes, Fears, he goes, you have to do this. He goes, Eric is killing it out there, man. He goes, girls are throwing dollar bills at him. And I said, yeah, but what if they don't throw any dollar bills at me? He goes, Fears, who cares? He goes, it'll be legendary footage. Ice Cream Man says, you're not fat. You're not fat. You're badass. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. And then he says, did you win? Oh, we won. Oh, yeah, we won. I'm getting to that. Do you have the footage still? Oh, I've got the footage. I have got it's on this little mini DV tape. So one day, the only reason why I haven't put it up is out of respect for all my buddies. He said, Fears, since it's our project, he goes, I don't want you to edit it by yourself. He goes, someday, he goes, we're gonna get me, you, Tommy, Trent, all the guys in a room, and we'll sit down and we'll edit it together, and then we'll make copies for everybody. Like, we'll put it all on DVD, and then he goes, then you can use the footage, whatever you want, and put it on your channel. And I was like, all right, man. So until Eric gives me the word, we will never see this footage. But I've seen it before. So I open the curtain, I kind of peek over. Eric's still going nuts. He's on the floor, humping the floor, dancing the pole, riding the pole, going nuts, going ballistic. Girls are literally like throwing bills. And I'm like, wow, he's making a lot of money. I'm like, I guess this is what strippers like feel like or whatever. And all of a sudden the guy's like, give a hand for Eric, aka, Mr. America. And then he goes, in about 5, he goes, we're going to take a little break so you guys can get a couple more shots in. He goes, I need a shot after watching that shit. And I'm laughing. He goes, but then, about 5 minutes, he goes, we've saved the best for last. And I'm like, oh, great. I'm like, this guy's putting a lot of fucking pressure on me. He goes, I've saved the best for last. In about 5 minutes, Mr. Cheetah Man. And that was my name, Cheetah Man. That's all I could come up with, being half drunk. And Eric was like, Fears, did you see what I did? I was like, I saw you, man. And he goes, Fears, Trent told me that you almost wussed out. And I was like, I'm not going to wuss out. I said, I had to get a couple shots in me, and I said, I'll do this. And I was nervous, though. So all of a sudden, they call my name. And I came out, and with me, he did a little different. I didn't see this part, but I guess before they started dancing for everybody, the host guy interviewed everybody. I didn't see him interview Eric, but I guess he did. I come out and I'm like, just do it, Fears. Just fucking do it. It'll be legendary. He goes, you'll go down as a legend. And he's like, may I present? And all of a sudden I see the curtain opening up slowly but surely. And I was like, oh God, I'm like, there's no turning back now. He's like, may I present Mr. Cheetah? And I thought, all right, well, I got to strike a pose. So I turned around like this. And I went like this. And all of a sudden I turned around and I was like that. And everyone started going ballistic. And he goes, come on out, man. So I come out and he's like, he interviewed. He goes, what are you guys doing here? I said, oh, I'm just with my buddies. We're just partying. And he asked me like 3 or 4 questions. And he's like, well, I think the interview is over, man. He goes, I think you know what happens next. And then I think he said like, hey, Martha, hit that music. And whoever Martha is, she hit that music. And he goes, go for it, man. And I started dancing. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It was pure instinct and adrenaline. I'm riding the pole. I'm going nuts. Girls are coming up. This girl pulls the G-string back, right? She puts like $5 or $6 in. She grabs my leg. She licks my leg. And I look down. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, yeah, all right. I keep dancing, going nuts. And then I didn't dance as long as Eric did. I mean, Eric was out there for a good 5-6 minutes. I could only take about 2 or 3 minutes because I was like, if I don't get out of here right now, my nerves going to kick in. But for those 3 minutes, I was going fucking ballistic. We go backstage. Eric's like, Fears, they want us to, he goes, they want more. And I was like, oh, I'm like, Eric, I'm like, just go out there. I'm like, I can't do it again. He goes, Fears. He goes, we can't break up the team, man. And he goes, we got to go out there. And so so the host goes, man, he goes, what did he say? I'm trying to remember this. He said something like, man, these people out in the audience are crazy motherfuckers. They want more of the only 2 guys in this all-women bikini contest. It was an all-women's bikini contest. I cannot make this shit up. This girl thought we were so hilarious. She's like, oh, I'll get you in. And she goes, I know the host. And I was like, you know the crazy like hippie guy from like 1978 with the afro with gray socks on with brown sandals? And she's like, oh, I know him. He's a personal friend of mine. I was like, okay. And so Eric's like, Fears, you're going out there. And I was like, dude, I'm like, we did it, man. I'm like, let's just walk away. And I'm like, it was funny. It was hilarious. He goes, Fears, they want more. And so all of a sudden, I just grabbed one more shot and I went, let's fucking do this. Went out there, and he goes, "You guys did a hell of a job, man." He goes, "Give these guys a hand," right? So it's over, right? All of a sudden, a lady, like I think Martha, whatever the hell her name was, she goes, "Hey, can they ride the pole just one more time?" The black guy goes, "Yeah, man, ride that pole." The music starts. Eric starts dancing. All of a sudden, this girl runs out, whispers into my ear, "You should," he goes, "as your friend rides the pole," she goes, "I should slap his ass like 4 or 5 times, and then you should slap his ass." And I turned to her and I'm like, "You can slap his ass." So she starts going, and then I don't know whose idea it was. The fucking Martha lady came out and I'm like, "Oh, please." I'm like, "Don't make me slap my best friend's ass." She goes, "You can't let us down, man. Like, you can't let us down. Slap his ass." And they start chanting, "Slap his ass, slap his ass." I'm like, so I'm like, fine. And so I run up and I said, "Well, if I'm going to slap my best friend's ass," I said, "it's going to be one slap." Because I said, "I really don't want to do this." I run up and I'm like that. I mean, I slap it as hard as I can. Eric turns around and was like, "God damn, Fears." And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm all drunk." Like, "Yeah, dude," like going ballistic. And so they're like, "Give him one more hand." So they applaud. We get off. I'm like, "Eric, this is going hilarious." He goes, "Fears." He goes, "This footage is probably the most legendary thing we've ever filmed." And I was like, "I don't know, man." I'm like, "We filmed some pretty legendary shit." He goes, "Fears." He goes, "This is probably," he goes, "it's high up there on the scale." I was like, "Yeah, like, I'll give you that." He goes, "I'm proud of you, man." And I said, he goes, "Did you have fun?" I said, "I had fun, but I said, I really didn't want to slap your ass." And he goes, "I don't care, Fears." He goes, "You're not gay. I'm not gay." He goes, "The fans wanted it." And I was like, "I guess." And he goes, "Fears, it was fucking hilarious." And I was like, "It was pretty hilarious. What's up, Richie?" And so then it's over. So they start handing out the prizes, right? And I was like, "Well, they're going to give the prizes to the actual winners." So the guy comes back out. He goes, "Well, we've got two winners. Two winners." And to answer your question, Ice Cream Man, oh, we won, but not in the way you think we did. So he goes, "We've got a male winner and we've got a female winner." So they're like, the female winner, and Candy was probably the sexiest goddess woman I've ever seen in my life. Perfectly flawless. Like, Instagram didn't even exist back then, but if Instagram did exist back then, she would be the hottest Instagram model. And the Candy girl was the one that got us in the show. And I was like, "Please tell me you're single." She's like, "No, I've got a boyfriend." I was like, "Oh, God." And I said, "All the good ones are taken." And I was like, she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "You guys are good guys. You'll find someone." I guess she was drunk too, because by the end of it, she gave a kiss on Eric's cheek and my cheek. So they gave her the prize. She was the one that won. And then all of a sudden, I was like, I'm like, "That's it. It's over." And we're backstage, and he goes, "But wait, we've got one more surprise." And I was like, "Oh, God, here we go." And I'm like, "What now?" I can't make this shit up, guys. I'm Scout's honor. I'm dead serious. So he goes, "Can we have Cheetah Man and Mr. America report to the stage immediately?" Eric's like, "Come on, Fierce." And I was like, "All right, let's do it." So I walk out. He walks out, and he goes, "We have to pick a winner for the guys." And he goes, "We've tallied up the votes." And he goes, "And it's dead even." He goes, "You guys are too fucking hilarious, both of you." He goes, "Congratulations, you guys both win." And he goes, "Start that music." They start the music. All of a sudden, behind us, the curtain opens up. About 20 girls that was in the contest. They all come up. They start dancing around us, and I was just like, "This is going nuts." And all of a sudden, one girl grabs my shoulder, gives me a kiss. Another girl grabs my shoulder, and all of a sudden, I'm waving at Trent. Trent had put the camera down. It was either Trent or my buddy Brian. There was like 8 guys on this trip, and I went, like, "Start filming." And so whoever it was, Trent, Brian, they grab the camera and they go down the line. And as they go down the line, all of a sudden you see Eric with like 20 girls around him. I'm in that line with 20 girls, and one by one, I don't know if every single girl kissed us, but at least 8 or 10 kisses us. And then the host was like, "Well, thanks for coming to the 2004, Gulf Shores, Alabama bikini contest. Let's hope the next one next year is if not better than this one, just as good. He goes, and hopefully these goddamn motherfuckers come back. And then they ended it, and that's probably one of the most legendary things we've probably filmed ever. So there it is. There it is. Now you guys know. I would talk about more stories, but I'll save more stories for next time because I got 100 of them, guys. Anyway, last topic. We're gonna have to save, so I'm gonna erase the Area 51, and we're just gonna have 2 topics today because Fears is getting a little tired, and I want to edit another vlog tonight, so I'm gonna try and get another one up tonight or tomorrow. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Vision says epic. Oh, it was epic, Visions. Like, half of me likes that Fears Man has finally calmed down, but other times I miss the wild Fears Man. Every once in a while, you guys see the crazy Fears Man come out because, I've got ADD and ADHD, so you kind of see it sometimes with Randall. You kind of sometimes see it when I'm alone filming the vlog. If I get super excited about something, the energy just goes buck wild. Like, I was getting excited talking about that story. You guys could tell because it brought back hilarious, amazing memories. So, yeah, all true. I did not lie. That actually happened. There is actual footage of that entire thing, or pretty much most of it. I think like Trent or Brian missed a couple of clips, but the bikini contest lasted at least 2.5 hours, and I think there's an hour and 30 minutes of Trent and Brian got most of that story on film. All the important bits. He got all of us dancing. He got me and Eric with 20 girls kissing us at the end or some shit like that. It was crazy. I mean, it was ridiculous, and that's how I remember it though. But when you guys actually see the footage, hopefully it lines up because I was so drunk that day. That's how I remember it. I'm being dead honest. But oh man. And you guys, when you watch the footage, every single one of us is absolutely slaughtered out of our minds. I mean, it was shot after shot. Hey, Fears, you want some, vodka and orange juice? Why wouldn't I? Hey, Fears, you want some, Jack and Coke? You want some tequila? I was like, ooh, tequila, yummy in my tummy. I mean, I was grabbing everything, stuff off the bar. From our hotel room, I grabbed a whole bottle of Jack. We were going. I mean, that was probably one of the most epic trips that I've had with my buddies. So, just picture what me and Vision can do whenever we have that meetup. Vision, how are we gonna get into trouble, buddy? I mean, because Visions is probably Visions is a crazy motherfucker, but a good motherfucker. He's a good buddy, but he makes some wild, out of control shit on his website. So I can't wait to see what trouble we get into, Visions, when the great Fears Man and you hang out. Again, if you guys want your limited edition Randy mug, go to exhumevisions.com. Check it out, Randy in all of his glory. Randy was laughing his ass off when he saw this. And I was like, Randy, I'm honored to have a mug with you on it, buddy. Let's see. Vision says, Fears, I do all sorts of fucked up shit when I drink. Well, hopefully you're not camera shy and the camera will be rolling. Oh, that's right, buddy. When Fears gets drunk, it's more like there's 2 versions of drunk Fears. There's the happy-go-lucky, energized John Fears, and then there's the happy-go-lucky John Fears, but then I'm always trying to focus. Like, that's another John Fears drunk. Because I get it in my mind. I'm like, I'll be filming, especially if I'm filming and I'm drunk. I'll be like, all right, I got to focus for the vlog, guys. I'm like, I'm not that drunk. I'm like, I can get through this vlog. I got to focus. And I keep saying I got to focus. And everyone that's seen that footage is like, Fears, we get it. You're fucking, drunk. You're not going to be focused. Just have fun. You're drunk. Just vlog it up. But you guys will see me. You guys have seen it in past vlogs. I'm like, all right, guys, what's going on? Like, I gotta focus. I gotta end this vlog, man. And even if I'm not vlogging, like, I'll start apologizing to people a lot. Like, oh, I'm sorry that I'm drunk. I'm like, I'm trying to focus on the conversation. I'm focused. Like, go ahead and continue on. And and I'll watch the footage back and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm like, oh my God. So I like the first version of Fears, the happy-go-lucky Fears that's just giggly. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm drunk. Like, I'm going fucking ballistic, you know? So hopefully whenever I hang out with Visions and we get drunk, hopefully that Fears comes out. Hopefully the Visions, I got to focus on what you're saying. You know, I got to fucking focus, man. I got to focus. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All of a sudden, Vision gets too fucked up. And he's like, hey, Fears, I'll be right back. All of a sudden, he goes into the other room and throws on a leather face mask and, like, fucking, you know, starts up a chainsaw. And I'm like, oh, shit, you know. I don't think Visions would do that. I was just joking around, buddy. Vision's like, well, what if, Fears? I know you wouldn't do that. But wouldn't it be fucking hilarious if you did? Scare the shit out of Fears. Anyway, I was telling everybody, I'm emotionally bereft, Visions. We need the John Fears official mug. We've already got the Fears Man 26 mug, but I'm gonna buy some more shit in about a month or two and do another Visions unboxing. And I would love to see a John Fears mug in there. That would be great. That would be great, buddy. And then someday, I'm not saying when, but someday, I've got the Fears Man 26 mug. We need the Fears Vlogs mug, and well, I'm telling you, we need a sequel to the anime bullshit T-shirt. We need a sequel to the anime bullshit T-shirt. Randy said he's already gonna get one, Mercenary Man. He said he's gonna buy two. He said he wanted to get one for himself, and he said he was gonna get one for his mom. Because as soon as I showed him this mug, Mercenary Man, he was like, Fierce, oh, I gotta buy one for my mom. I was like, go for it. I'm like, I said, Visions has got him on his website. If you want a Randy mug, all you have to do is just go to www.exhumevisions.com. There's a little place that you can send an email. Just write Visions, say, yo, Visions, it's Ted. I want a Randy, mug, or whoever your name is. And Visions will give you the hookup. Why? Because Visions is the fucking man. He's the man. Dude, he lives like in... I know you don't live in Oregon, Visions. You said you live close to Oregon. I can't remember where, but me and Visions are going to go hang out. And what did they film in Portland, Oregon? Fucking Goonies. We're going to go do some Goonie locations. Drug style. Hell yeah. Visions says, speaking of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, did you watch the new one? Not yet. Not yet. The last time I went to the theaters, I saw Jackass 4. It was decent. It was all right. I was expecting more. It was a solid B+. I'm definitely going to get it on DVD. I don't know about Blu-ray. We'll see, but I'll definitely get it on DVD. I only buy my absolute favorite movies on Blu-ray, so we'll see. I just like the first three a lot better. Probably because, Ryan Dunn was in them. Bam was in it. Bam was fucking hilarious. Well, I should clarify. The Bam back in the day was hilarious. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with his mind right now. He's like screaming at Johnny Knoxville. He's screaming at Jeff Tremaine. I read online that he threatened Jeff Tremaine, which is the director. He threatened Jeff Tremaine's wife, and he threatened Jeff Tremaine's kids, that he would kill Jeff Tremaine's kids or hurt his kids. And I'm like, that is fucked up, man. I'm like, that is so fucked up. It's like beyond belief. And I'm like, and there's no excuse. Like, I know he's like on drugs and drinking. And I know his best friend Brian died, but you don't insult a buddy, and you sure as hell don't insult a buddy's wife and his fucking kids. Why? Because they're fucking kids. And if you say to a kid, hey, I'm going to kill you, that does damage to a little kid, man. I'm like, what the fuck? And so, but I don't know if it's all true. I saw so many rumors about Bam online. Like, I was honored to meet the old Bam, and I've told you guys that story, that me and Eric met Bam, like, back in the day. And back in the day, Bam was cool as shit. Like, he hooked me up with, like, I bought 2 posters, and he signed 2 posters for me. And then I bought one of his Bam Margera decks. Even though I didn't really skate back in the day, I was a wannabe skater. Like everybody, a lot of my friends were skaters back in the day, and they're like, "Fears, just try it." And I'm like, I got no coordination. I'm gonna fall off the board. So I was a wannabe skater. I tried, but I just made my friends laugh by attempting. And then I would just say, "Oh yeah, I did some Jackass stuff. Yeah, I fell off the board on purpose." And sometimes they believe me, and other times they're like, "Fears, you just got to put in the practice. Like, if you want to stay on the board, you got to practice." And of course, I never put on the practice. But, yeah. But he was cool back in the day. I don't know what the fuck's going on with his brain right now. Threatening someone's kid is pretty fucked up, especially because he's got a wife and now he's got a kid and he's a dad. So I'm like, if you're a dad, you should relate, dude. Like, why are you insulting someone's kids? I don't know. I hope he gets better. I hope what happened to Steve-O happens to Bam. Steve-O got an intervention from all of his Jackass buddies, and they're like, Steve-O, we're not telling you, or we're not giving. What did they say? They said something like, I read in an interview, Johnny Knoxville said, Steve-O, we're not asking if you want to come to this intervention. We're taking you. And pretty much Steve-O says, all my Jackass friends saved my life. And then once Steve-O put his mind to it, he got super, 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 super sober. I mean, super sober. And what happened? He found the most hottest chick ever, and now they're engaged. Fucking his girlfriend's name is Lux, and she's hot as fuck. I only wish I could find a chick as hot as Lux. She's hot as fuck. And he's got a Steve-O tour. He's in movies. He's got a kick-ass podcast, kick-ass YouTube channel. So if it worked for Steve-O, hopefully it'll work for Bam. Bam just gets super sober, and then everything will be fine. Stop threatening people's kids and stop going on these drinking binges to fucking Iceland. I've heard about that online, too. He just got up and left one day. I'm going to Iceland. Why? I feel like it. I'm going to go get wasted in Iceland. Great. Good for you, buddy. Anyway, let me continue on. Anyway, let's see. Well, I mean, I offered Mercenary Man, like, to get one for Randy, but he said he wants to buy one for his mom. So, and him and his mom are really close. So, I think I don't know if he wants one. I know he wants one for his mom. So, but if Randy really wants one, I'll buy him one. Vision says I watched the new Jackass movie on Saturday. The shirt. Wait, there sure. I'm sorry. Vision says there sure was a lot of cock. Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot in Jackass 4. So at times I was like, oh, God, that's just way too much. That's really way too much. So, yeah. So be warned whenever you watch that movie, guys. Be warned. Visions is not kidding. There is a lot of dick in that movie. But, I mean, I was expecting it, though, because I'm like, it is Jackass. And in every single Jackass movie, somebody at some point just whips out their cock, so anyway. But yeah, I haven't seen the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Is it a sequel? I mean, they've made so many sequels to the original, so if it's a shitty sequel, I mean, of course I'll go see it, but I don't know if it's going to live up to the original, or is it a prequel, Visions, or what is it? Like, is it a reboot, or is it a new rendition of it, or what's going on? Vision says, yeah, he's gone through some stuff right now. Can't be fun. I'm sure it isn't fun. I mean, he's ruining his life. I mean, he's going nuts. I heard they fire him for taking Adderall, but he was prescribed that. Yeah, I heard all that crazy stuff too. And then he went on a drunken rage binge saying like, the Jackass crew put me through pure hell, and they were fucking torturing me to get the $5 million that they always, pay for me, like whenever I do those movies. And then he went on a tangent, like saying, I don't know if it was on TikTok or online or something. He said something like in a video, like, I don't need them. I got a bunch of other CKY friends. We'll make our own goddamn Jackass movie. I don't need those fucks. And I was like, dude, you are digging yourself more a grave. I'm like, what the hell is I don't know. It was just fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Vision says it's a sequel. There are a couple of original characters. Oh, nice. Nice. I wonder which original characters are coming back, because, I mean, there's not too many original characters left, because in the original, I mean, Leatherface killed a lot of the original characters. I mean, I know there's a few. Like, the guy in the wheelchair died, and then the girl covered in blood, she escaped in that black guy's truck at the end. And then the black guy at the end that was, like, driving the truck, he just, like, left her ass and, like, he ran away once he saw Leatherface. And then the guy driving the pickup truck was like, hurry up, hurry up. Like, some old guy was like, jump in the back of the truck. And then she jumps back, and she's all like this in the back of the truck, screaming her head off, while, like, for some reason, while Leatherface is dancing around doing, like, a chainsaw dance. And he's, like, he's loving dancing with the chainsaw. I don't know. It's a weird-ass movie, but classic. So, but yeah, if there's some original characters in it, Visions, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that. I really want to see Scream 5. Hopefully it's not another shitty sequel. 3 absolutely was garbage. 2 was all right. Number 1 is amazing, and I like number 4. So 2 and 3 was kind of crap. So we'll see if 5's any good. We'll see. Anyway, I'm taking off, guys, because I'm going to get a shower, and I got to get this gel out of my hair, and I haven't ate dinner yet, and I'll watch a little bit of Star Trek, as always, and kind of chill out. But I got work tomorrow, and then I have to be at the dealership for countless hours until they fix the Fears mobile. Hopefully it only takes a couple hours in the morning, so we'll see. All right. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, Fears loves you. Fears cares about you. And subscribe to FearsMan26 on YouTube. Subscribe to Fears Vlogs. Subscribe to my TikTok. Fears is so close to 10,000. Only 2,000 away. All right. Subscribe to the Mayor of Magic, my friend Randall. And subscribe to his second channel, Cameo Man 2021. Subscribe to Pixel, Lord Pixel of the Pylons. God bless his soul. And subscribe to that crazy, wild party animal that we all love and know. That green, wearing bathrobe, amazing, hilarious guy, the Sega Camp Gamer, on Twitch and on YouTube. Anyway, this is Fears, bidding you guys a fond farewell. Peace. Hey, guess what? Good news. Chunk.